color.
Yeah, we also have James Junkin as well. He just came in from Independent. So we got 4 guys.
How do you evaluate sort of the competition there ahead of preseason camp? Obviously, that will determine who will be in that position come game 1. But where are you at with that right now?
I'm excited again. James just came in. Connor gets to have a full fall, right? Caleb now. Will Schaefer's been here. Let's go, guys. Let's play. And be consistent. Be disciplined. Make your plays, and the other things will happen for you, right? So when you're sure trying to make your play, make your play. Right? So that's the most important thing. Do what you're supposed to do. The other stuff will take care of itself. And again, I'm excited for those guys because all you can ask for in this game is opportunity. And they got it. So the opportunity is there, man. And again, like we say in our room, carpe diem, right? Seize the day. That's what we talk about all the time. So I'm excited for those guys. Yeah, that's what we talk about. Yeah.
Who do you think is most prepared for that spot, to take that jump? Because they've all had some sort of scattered playing time here and there. And now to be a starter, to be able to rely on them from game to game. Like, who do you think is most prepared for that sort of role?
Let's see. Right? This is the part of the spring. This is the part of the year that you want to see. Let's see. I'm excited. I think they all are. But we're going to find out. And those guys are going to have to prove it to themselves and to us. Right? So I think all of them are ready to go. Let's see what happens. Who's going to be consistent? Who's going to be disciplined? Who's going to make their plays?
Do you think that, honestly, being the brother of Kyle,
yeah.
He's been here a long time, going to be a 2-year captain coming into this season. What do you feel like that kind of gives him some sort of an edge to have that sort of insight from his brother, who's kind of he's one of the most experienced players on the team for sure?
I think he's hungry, man. I think it has something to do with him, right? Your brother can do so much for you, but I think ultimately inside right now for him, I think he's hungry, and he wants to play. He wants to be out there with his brother, so I think he's doing everything he needs to do. And then now again, we're going into the fall. Go handle your business, man. Go ball. And again, I look forward to him succeeding and really taking his game to the next level. We lost a great player in Butler, so he has to replace some of the things that Butler's been able to do. And if he can do that for us, man, it's a win-win for everybody.
And what are some of those things specifically?
Well, I think just the intensity. I think he has all the talent. He can do all the things on the field. He can run, he can tackle, he can hit. He got to start in the last game for us versus Arizona and produce some good things. So just go play, man. I think he's gonna be a good player. I won't be surprised at his success. I'm really looking forward to it.
And from the conversations you've had with him, how have those gone? Have you talked with him about perhaps making a name for himself? I mentioned comparing him to his brother. Does he have that in the back of his mind? Is that something that motivates him?
I don't know. You have to ask him about that. But I always push for us to be good as a group. And if you're in there, you need to hold your end of the stick. So when he's in there, he's going to go do his thing, and I'm going to stay on his butt about doing it. But I think, there's guys behind him that's going to keep pushing too. And that's what the room is supposed to be about, right? You guys are coming in saying, hey, you guys don't have that much depth right now. Well, you're supposed to create that depth. And that's what the spring and the summer and the fall is about. And I think that right now we're primed to figure out how much depth we're going to have and who's going to be who.
Are you concerned at all as far as injuries part of the game, right? Things like that can just pop up out of nowhere. How much is that going to be a point of emphasis, and how hard you push those other guys outside of just solo?
Well, I think I always tell them you can't be afraid to have a guy play, right? So the only way to understand that and know what they know is to do it in practice. So their reps will definitely be high, to be able to really make a great observation of who they are as people, dealing with pressure situations, understanding situations, and not being a repeat offender, as we call it. Being a person that you make a mistake, that's fine, but you don't continue to do it over and over again, right? You get better and you learn from your mistakes. And that's what this game is about. You might get beat early, but how do you learn from the mistake and be able to turn it into a positive for our defense? So those guys will get ample opportunity to compete. And again, I always say, I'm looking forward to it, man. I love it.
When you look at the linebackers group, how fortunate you to have 2 proven veterans like Colin Merlin over there, really setting the tone for this group.
Oh yeah, man. I mean, we got a young group other than those 2 guys, right? And they've done a good job of being leaders, like we talked about earlier. I'm looking forward to those dudes really having a great year. I know they got some preseason things, so I'm excited about them being, up for Pac-12. And as a position coach and a guy that played in the Pac-10 back in the day, I'm pushing their butts to get that. So I'm looking forward to that. And then we talk about creating that depth. Creating that depth is going to come with the competition, all the positions, right? And they're pushing each other. The young guys pushing each other. So you got Connor, who's there right now, right? You have Caleb McCullough, who's behind him as well. So it's going to be exciting to see how the spring. We got DeJuncum that came in from Independence. So we're looking forward to having a group. And it's fun and exciting to not have it now already, right? So now we get to see how it shakes out. So that's what it's about.
You really want Merlin and Kyle maybe to do some of the coaching, and maybe like I'm not gonna say take the onus off of you, but just like prove that they can be really player-led, like crew members says.
What I want them to do is think like pros, to be professional. That's what I want for them. And part of that is teaching the guys around you. But the bigger thing is showing every day that I'm doing the right thing, doing the things I'm supposed to do. Right, being disciplined, making my play as they come. So that's the biggest thing for them. Don't reach too much. Do your job, right? Teach the guys around you. Help everybody create depth and be good leaders, man.
What are some of the things that the younger guys you think can take away from guys like Kyle and Merlin? Things that they've learned over their years that perhaps the younger guys haven't come across yet.
Well, I think those guys do a great job, as you see now, of preparing for the game. I don't know what they were before I got here, right? And AP did a good job with those guys. But since I've been here, we've been all about preparing, being more cerebral in the game, right? Doing your job. And I think, ultimately last year we had the #1 defense in the Pac-12, so they did a good job last year of doing those things. But now, can you repeat it, right? Who are you today? Who are you tomorrow? So I'm looking forward to that for those guys. Again, the younger guys stepping their game up. They have, even though they're younger, they've been on campus, so they ain't like they're freshmen, right? So they should be ready to go. And I'll keep my foot on all of them the same.
What are your expectations of the Pac-12? Can you guys get back there?
That's the goal, right? You can't lower your standards, right? The standard is to stay where it's at. That's where the standard is set. So they set a standard. They know what it is. I'll be highly disappointed if we're not. So that's my job every day to push for that. And those guys, man, the room is such a great room. Like, they take care of school. They, we have a good time in that room, man. So when the football stuff happens and they have success, you already know what's going to happen because they handle everything off the field. They handle everything at practice. They don't miss practices. They play special teams, you know what I'm saying? They play it at a high level. So, man, I'm just excited for the group in general.
You talk about the standard being set. It's fair to say that with Donnie now being the DC for the linebackers, it's going to be just more of the same in 2021, and that was a successful 2021 for the linebackers, like you said.
Well, you can't change, right? And I'm not going to change, right? So I want to do whatever I can to support Coach Donnie, Coach Henderson, and I'm going to do whatever I can to support my guys. So, man, I'm going to be in here grinding with them, pushing on them, and making sure that we get to where we need to get to, and ultimately do everything we need to do to help this team win games.